ramshackle turkey one day, and another time, another worker was putting his fingers in a turkey's cloaca, which is basically her vagina, while the line was stopped. Some workers even bragged about their abuse.
Really? Eyeball popped out.
When people go to the grocery store and they see Butterball or other turkeys all wrapped up in plastic, they just don't know what happens to the birds before they end up in the meat case. I mean, how could they? These dark plants are kept away from main roads and certainly not shown on TV. I went into this Butterball House of Horrors to show people what the company never will. If even one person sees this video and stops eating birds, it'll be worth it.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Paleo-Ancient Hebrew, and Yahushai being the name of the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ in Paleo-Ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostle, elders, of great millstone, and rule well. Salutations to you, brothers. Preach, teach, and prophesy this word, the truth and sincerity as we put our lives on the line in these last days to bring you this raw and this uncut truth. It's the brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp, here with another nifty lesson. All right. To those that celebrated this is, as I like to call it, Thanksgiving, because something smells fishy in Denmark. Hell, damn Denmark, some smell fishy in America. And this unholy tradition that is being upheld today is definitely demonic in its origin. Why? Well, I'll go ahead and let the history point it out to you. My mother's side of the family is Native American. My father's side is Afro-Latino. So, that being said, just changing it up to Indigenous Peoples Day and all of that doesn't lighten the blow. That's kind of like how the churches, they'll hold, like on Halloween, they'll have, like some kind of angel night or some silly shit, but they still like inadvertently celebrating Halloween. They just call it another name and do it at church, like, you know what I'm saying, giving them candy and all of this shit. It's stupid. All right, end of the day, this is a demonic ass day, and the conception of this day, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna back it up with some scriptures. All right, let's get it.
Happy Thanksgiving, America. I'm Donna, and I'm here with my friends to tell you the real history behind this holiday. Growing up, I knew that what they told you in school about Thanksgiving wasn't true. That's not the true story. The true story behind Thanksgiving was, after every killing of a whole village, these Europeans suddenly celebrated it and they called it Thanksgiving. But it wasn't until Abraham Lincoln became president that it became an official holiday. In 1838, declared men to be hung for war crimes after the sacred holiday Christmas. We take this time to remember our elders who lost their lives due to what really happened. Usually my mom makes a Native American dish for us, and we pray. Growing up, I would be kind of annoyed that they didn't know what actually happened on Thanksgiving, and that they're actually celebrating the deaths of many people and many tribes that were lost. Whether it's to give thanks or give to family, you should learn how the holiday was established in the first place. I'm thankful for being born indigenous to this continent. I'm thankful that I still have my culture. I'm thankful that my elders kept our culture alive all these years. I'm thankful to be indigenous, resilient, and alive. I'm thankful for us all to be able to stand together, stand strong, and stand as one. Happy Thanksgiving, America.
Flip that punk ass table. Hey, this ain't a happy day at all. Okay? It's an unhappy day. And these devils it's understandable why they would celebrate it because of what they did to our brothers, our native brothers from the tribe of Gad. They played them. They did them dirty as hell, man. All right. And really, they did all 12 tribes dirty. But on this day, yeah, this is one day that they really did Gad dirty. From this day all the way on, you know, and still doing them dirty as hell, you know. But the reality of the situation is, don't cook on. I mean, well, you cooking any kind of dish in remembrance, and you know what I'm saying. Like, look, man, this is an unholy day. Mourn on this day. You know what I'm saying? If you are part of that culture, native, yeah, it's a day of solemn. It's a solemn. You know, it's not one of the high holy days, but it's a day in remembrance of you know the atrocities that took place. So let's get into those atrocities real quick.
The story of the first Thanksgiving in 1621 is often celebrated as a harmonious gathering between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people. However, this oversimplified narrative masks a darker reality. While the Wampanoag extended their assistance to the Pilgrims, teaching them to farm and fish, their generosity was met with betrayal in the years that followed. The Wampanoag, led by Chief Massasoit, entered into a peace treaty with the Pilgrims, believing it would ensure mutual protection and coexistence. At the time, the Wampanoag were recovering from devastating epidemics brought by earlier European settlers, which had wiped out much of their population. Their alliance with the Pilgrims was born out of necessity. They sought to bolster their strength against rival tribes. Initially, the Pilgrims relied heavily on Wampanoag support, but as their colony grew stronger, they began to encroach on native lands. The settlers viewed the treaty as a temporary convenience rather than a long-term commitment. Over time, they seized Wampanoag territory through deceit, coercion, and outright violence. By the 1670s, tensions exploded into King Philip's War, named after Metacom, son of Massasoit. This brutal conflict decimated the Wampanoag and marked the beginning of their near-total displacement from their ancestral lands. The so-called First Thanksgiving was less a celebration of friendship and more the prelude to betrayal and dispossession, symbolizing the exploitation of indigenous generosity. The story of the First Thanksgiving
Right, and one of the things that I did, I think it was I don't know if it was last year or it was a couple years ago. I went into this article, and it was it was a journal by this native brother, right? And basically, what he was going into, he went into the full details of how they basically stabbed them in their back overnight. One from the people, and stabbed them in their back overnight after they got through eating it. You know, they was cut. They were playing. They went so far as these devils played soccer. You know, like or kicking, you know, the heads around of decapitated natives, man. I'm not gonna read it this time. I advise you to pull it up, man. You know, hey, Google it, man. You know, and the atrocities that happened that night were, man, you. A lot of people sit back. Well, why do you call them the devil? Because it's the blood-stained history that they have, and the things that when you go into the details, see, in the devil, as they say, the devil's in the detail, right? When you start going into just how deep and dark and destructive they are, these Edomites, and you know how messed up they are, and you start going into the history of what they did, yo, that shit is crazy. You be like, damn, like, man, shit. I mean, all you gotta do is read the Bible too. You know what I'm saying? And you will see, you will get a first-hand view at why we call, or why the Bible, why the scriptures refer to them as the devil or the son of perdition, because the things that they have done, not just here in the Americas, but to our people in general, from here, and even these heathen nations, the things that they've done to them, man, they got a blood-soaked history. Yo, I'm telling you, man, it's a trip. I mean, it's downright amazing how they don't want to teach you these things in these schools. They teach you that they were in peace and, and it was just this big ass feast and everybody was getting down and they made these ties and they were just living it up and we was all in harmony, and that's not true, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not true at all. But that's why we call it the public fool system, for that very reason. Because what they do is they program you with his story. See, they tell you his side of the story. Whose side? Esau's side. They will tell you his side. It went so deep in, in that journal. They went in and tell you how Esau, when they came over there, right to the Americas, when they came over here, they went so far as to dig up the bodies of the natives, because remember, when they first came here, they didn't know what the hell they was. They didn't. It was a harsh winter. When the harsh winter came, they didn't know how to grow crops. They didn't know how to survive in this new world, new to them, right? So they went so far as to dig up the dead of the natives and eat them. They were eating corpses. Like, God damn. Yes, they did that, man. Okay? To survive. They went so far as to eat their corpses, and the Wampanoag ended up helping them so they wouldn't continue to do that shit. And like they said, they tried to, basically get that leverage by, helping them out and hoping that would, basically put them above the other tribes, the other native tribes, give them some kind of leverage and stuff. But in the end of the day, they assisted them and laying waste to this land and taking it for themselves. Okay? They assisted them in doing that. That's the reality of the situation with the Heavenly Father. He allowed that to transpire. So that's the thing that you really have to think about. Why? Because it was prophesied to happen. Okay? It was set aside to happen. This is the Most High's movie at the end of the day. So when you stop and you be like, well, why did God do that? Because prophecy had to be fulfilled. Manifest destiny, yeah, it does have some fact to it. Why? Because it was destined for this devil to do what he did. And he just spoke on it. Manifest destiny. Look it up, Nonetheless, let's get into these scriptures, man. I don't want to make this too long. All right, first I want to start at our people. For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives that have come together with your families and celebrating this day, and it's just for the family, just like how they say, no, we don't put no emphasis on Christmas, it's just for the kids and shit. Same thing with Halloween, and y'all always got all these dumbass excuses so you can sit up and revel in these wicked ass days, man. So I don't want to hear that goofy ass shit. The Most High don't want to hear that dumbass shit, because it's all pandering for this kingdom. Because if 2/3 of my people had a choice, this kingdom would continue on, because they don't even realize how bad it's destroying you as a people. And this prophecy, it has to be done. It has to be done away with, because the scriptures say that if not, that no flesh would be saved. Because you see what Biden and these individuals are over here doing. They're warmongers. It was all planned to happen. Albert Pike, the theory of the 3 world wars, written back in like the 1800s, 1700s, or the 1800s, I believe. But nonetheless, let's get into it. This is Amos 5 and 20. This is for y'all Jakes, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives that love celebrating this day. Got your chitlins and you got your Christmas ham and all that bullshit. I mean, your Christmas, your hell, y'all niggas look for any old, gathering to devour some of that swine any goddamn way. So it don't matter any two ways. Amos 5 and 20. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? So all of that, oh, the day of the Lord is just gonna be so great. Gonna look up in the heavens and we're gonna float up and he's gonna deliver everybody and put a flower behind their ear and all of this crazy shit, man. It's not biblical. He says, I hate. Whoa, I hate? Damn. I thought he was all love. No, contrary to popular belief in Christianity, the Most High hates. Okay? I hate, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. He hate these dumbass feast days that y'all have, Christmas and Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? And all these other little holidays y'all love to get together and cook and barbecue, Memorial Day and all of this shit. This shit ain't for us. Independence Day. These customs are the heathen. It ain't for us, man. But some reason y'all didn't get that memo and shit. It says, though ye offer burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I would not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Everybody coming together as a family, as one. We all holding hands and shit, praying over this ham, this Thanksgiving ham and turkey with the dressing and the cranberry sauce and shit, the greens and all of that, the mac and cheese and the potatoes. All of it, man, the Most High got a problem with that shit, man. Because that's not something that we are supposed to do. Especially knowing what this shit really means. You can sit here and you can show 2/3 of our people, this is what this day is all about. Oh, well, it's just for the fans, just a day we use to get together, and they'll start justifying that shit. Because what, you niggas love to justify your wickedness, and the Most High ain't trying to hear that shit. Okay? It says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. They get together singing and dancing and all of this shit is going to be the parades and concerts and all kind of shit. Banging that music and shit in the house and everybody getting drunk and, merry and all of this other shit. Most High ain't with that, man. He said take that away from him. All right? It says, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. When you look at the news tomorrow, watch and see how many people died on this day. Every time they have these feast days and these and these assemblies for these unholy days, the next day when you look at the news, it's a bunch of motherfucking crazy people that did this and did that, somebody killed the family, a whole family was killed and shit in a fire. And same thing with Christmas. It was like that with Halloween. People got shot, killed, boy, mass shooting. I had the video on that, bro. So what you think was gonna happen this time? We're gonna find out and see. We're gonna find out tomorrow or the next couple days after this, right? And it says, have you offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? No. It says, but ye have borne the tabernacle of your Molech and your Chun, your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. And even to this day, what they do, they put that star on top of the Christmas tree and shit. You know what I'm saying? All of these unholy ass traditions, not understanding the origin of them. You just going along with it because it's part of, American family customs. right? And all these other gods that are involved in these fake ass gods involved in the conception of these days and the worship around it. It's a lot of demons that's gonna be out today, man. They're gonna jump on these families and somebody gonna kill somebody over because they ain't get enough ham and shit. Nigga took my ham. And it was his brother or his cousin because the scriptures he's talking about, you know, and their father against the mother and the brother against, these things are going to happen. It says, therefore, I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith Yahweh, whose name is God of hosts. All right. So this has been happening, y'all. Even when we in our land, you was taking on the customs of these heathens and shit. To the point where the Most High had to just kick your ass out the land because you was just messing up so damn much, man. It's a shame, dog. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. We all know what Esau was doing, especially at them boarding schools. I did a video on that, on how the boarding schools that they made for those natives up in Canada and how they were digging up all these children's bodies, and the natives that did survive those Catholic schools were talking about how they would, at night, they would hear kids getting raped and praying it was their turn and getting beat to death and sick and getting killed. Yeah, man. Y'all taking Jake and putting them in your beds, their little children, and having sex with them. That was a common thing amongst Esau. Still is. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Yeah, they practice all of these wicked customs because right now they have the power to do so. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So this day is a celebration of oppression, rape, rob, murdering. Okay? This is what that is. This is what it's about. And if you partake in it, you carrying on that same energy. I don't care what you say. Oh, no, we don't do it for that. We do it for this. Nigga, shut your ass up. Matter of fact, hold up. Shit, I almost forgot, man. Talking about that Christmas. I keep going to talking about that goddamn holiday ham, boy. I almost forgot about that turkey that y'all covered so much. Check this out, man.
One guy humped a shackled turkey one day, and another time, another worker was putting his fingers in the turkey's cloaca, which is basically her vagina, while the line was stopped. Some workers even bragged about their abuse. When people go to the grocery store and they see Butterball or other turkeys all wrapped up in plastic, they just don't know what happens to the birds before they end up in the meat case. How could they? These dark plants are kept away from main roads and certainly not shown on TV. I went into this Butterball House of Horrors to show people what the company never will. If even one person sees this video and stops eating birds, it'll be worth it.
God damn, you see my man. And when he talk about putting their fingers in vaginas and all this shit, the turkey's vaginas, put his fingers in the motherfucker, humping them. Look, man, we don't have to sit back and think, I wonder what people did that. I wonder who did that. That's crazy. I wonder who was the one that, we know who did it. You see, y'all got a history of this type of shit, man. The Edomites got a history of this. So best believe, yeah, they was up in there popping them turkeys, man. So you just remember that. You go to eat your turkey, all right, your dressing all in the motherfucker. I don't care how you cook it, and vandalize these birds. Not to mention putting them in unclean, filthy conditions. Motherfucker said he kicked the damn turkey's damn eyeball popped the fuck out. They put them when you see them in the cages, man. Like I had this one video and it showed like all of these turkeys was just look disgusting. They was all like when they say free range, what they do is they put them instead of having them in the individual cages, they put them in one big ass area, and they're to the point where they're just back to back to each other to the point where the damn turkeys get to pecking each other, fighting each other, and all kind of shit, and maiming each other, hurting each other, man. Because they in such close quarters, man. And they be sick and disgusting. So when you go to cut in and you get the honor of cutting that goddamn turkey, man, you better hope a condom don't fall out that motherfucker or something, man. Nah, Esau raw dogging them birds. Oh, never mind. He putting that raw pink meat all up in that bird. Yeah, y'all getting these sexually abused, and hey, he done did it to the people of the land. He done did it to our people. Fuck that. He might as well do it to the damn birds and the animals too. Why? Because it's in his nature. This motherfucker sitting on them for nothing. For nothing. This is the shit that y'all do. That's the shit that y'all people do, dog. The Edomite just sitting on the fucking turkey, man.
Back in the days of slavery, the African American slaves would cook up a...
And yes, this is Black Friday. Alright. Let's keep going.
Back in the days of slavery, the African American slaves would cook up a nice Thanksgiving turkey meal for their masters and entertain them throughout the night. They would force the slaves to entertain their friends and family, and then vote on which slave was the best entertainer and which was worst. The loser were then sold at auction the next day, which they called Black Friday. The slave purchasers knew the day following Thanksgiving there would be an auction, so that go prepared for the sale. They would get up early every morning, hoping they would be the first one in line, similar to today's Black Friday. Hundreds would show up hoping they could be the first to purchase the slaves that were on sale. This was the one day out of the year that the slaves were reduced in price.
Hey, so it's not just about, what they did to the natives. We have an illustrious history that's tied into that on both sides. Okay, it's quite sickening, man. All right, it's quite sickening because our people turn around and celebrate this without even knowing and understanding this, or not even caring about it. Okay, I mean it's sad, dog. This is Jeremiah 50 and 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts. For the day is come, the time that I will visit thee, and is coming soon. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and I shall devour all round about him. Right, because when all hell break loose, when they bring in that digital dollar and martial law start, that's going to be the embodiment of that. It's going to be, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. It says, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. So on one hand, they destroyed this land and took it and made the natives sick purposely, using germ warfare, smallpox and what have you, with the smallpox blankets and all that. They left that out of school, right? All the way to when they took, Judah and brought them into slavery. What they do? Shit, they had them doing that. Had them cooking this dinner for them, and they'll eat this big ass dinner, which Jake didn't get none of it. And then they'll turn around and have a goddamn contest. Enter that and now entertain us. Matter of fact, I got a scripture for that. Actually, hold on. It says Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So you Negroes, Latinos, and natives One thing y'all got in common outside of your blood, or one thing that lets you know we are the same people, is they took us all in captivity. Oh, what slavery is a common thing. I'm not saying that. It's the way they did it. They did it like no other to you Negroes, Latinos, and natives, man. All right. This is Psalms 137 and 3, or 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there, and this is the present day Babylon in Egypt. All right. There we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. Damn. So that was an example of that. And then guess what? If you didn't sing the best song or get the best dance or whatever it was, they sold your ass off to the next day for a discounted price, man. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cutting. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave unto the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Right? Hey, and that's the majority. That's 2/3 of our people that forgot that. And they right handers forgot they cunning. They tongue is sticking to the root of their mouth. Had the nerve to be trying to justify this day. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Oh, daughter of, yeah, they was, hey, destroy that motherfucker, yeah. It says, oh, daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Period. With destruction. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Because that's a righteous thing. It's a righteous thing to recompense those that trouble you. Okay? As the scriptures say. We're just waiting for the time and the place, baby. We're waiting on the Lord. Okay? But that's the reality of that situation. Okay? They ain't gonna let us go. It said, like I said, they refuse to let them go. Why? Because this country would be nothing without our contribution. We have the biggest, the most inventions, the so-called Negroes. Starting with the so-called Negroes down to Latinos and natives, got the most powerful, most useful inventions this country's ever seen that we use every day. Even to the damn heater. So-called black woman and her husband came up with that, man. It says their Redeemer is strong, and Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And this is present day Sodom, Egypt, Babylon, Rome, all rolled up into one wicked ass burrito. All right. Deuteronomy 32 and 27. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and Yahweh hath not done all this. Yeah, because in their mind, they think that they was by they cunning, and they were so smart and powerful and strong. That's how they conquered us as a people. But it says right there, were it not that I feared the enemy. All right? Because the Lord already knew, Most High already knew what he created them to do, and he was going to accomplish it. They furthered the affliction that we went through. It says, for they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. They don't understand the spirit. Or that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. It says right there, for they are a nation void, and neither is there any understanding in them, or that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. Yeah, because if they knew all of the shit that they were doing to us, from raping, pillaging, destroying, stealing, butt breaking the men, sexually assaulting the men in front of everybody, hey, they would have considered, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't do that. They didn't even consider that. They were just in their wickedness. How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them and Yahweh has shut them up? So it wasn't because y'all was so strong and so great. It's because the Most High was disappointed with us for taking on the customs of the other nations, and he allowed these things to happen. For their rock is not as our rock, even as our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is as the vine of Sodom in the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, and their clusters are bitter. Right, and their vines and their clusters, they're talking about their children, their offspring. Their children ain't shit, because they're gonna grow up and they're gonna take on the customs of their family, of their fathers and their mothers, and they're gonna carry it out. Ecclesiastes 7:13, consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked. Hey, these devils are crooked by nature. That sounds like a damn band. Damn naughty by nature. Motherfucker crooked by nature. Genesis 49:19. Gad, a troop. That's Gad. That's the so-called natives, man. It says Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Right. Because even though they was overcome by those troops, and they even used Jake with the Buffalo Soldiers to take them down, at the end of the day, Most High got something for your ass. No diddy. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And who are the saints? All right, going back to Psalms 148. We are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Y'all done did something to the apple of the Most High's eye, and you gonna pay for it. Malachi 1:2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh, and yet I love Jacob. All right, and Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. Okay? At the end of the day, the Heavenly Father got a problem with y'all. All right? You got a problem with y'all. Y'all was created to be that problem child, the dentist, the menace. Because in the end, the Heavenly Father is going to deal swiftly with you. All right? That's all I wanted to go ahead and bring out, the basics of it. You want to get a little deeper, do your study, man. I encourage you, definitely. All right? But it's not going to be like this forever. Hopefully this is the last Thanksgiving, man. Hopefully the Lord come back in 2025, or you make these things go down and move us closer to that day of Armageddon. We pray that we part of the Lord's elect so we can get the hell up out of here. All right? We don't want to have to deal with another one of these days, man. So with that, man, I pray you will edify. Just a little quick tip. All right? So when you go out here messing with these sexually assaulted birds, just remember one thing. That's Esau. That's the customs of this nation. So enjoy yourself, because like the Lord said, take your songs and your feasts away from him. You don't want nothing to do with it, man. All right? I don't care how you cut it. So with that, I pray you will edify. Till the next time I bid you, Shalom.